What is up everyone, ABCCRUZER here, bringing you another Duel Links video. Today we'll be talking about the KC Cup Grand Tournament. As you know, in 2 days the second stage of the tournament will take place, so if you haven't hit max level, I'd say go for that right now. Today we'll be going over my deck list that I plan on using for stage 2 of the tournament, and be playing it in rank to give you some highlights. Onto the deck list. Here's the deck list that I plan on using. Pretty standard Shiranui build. We have level augmentation as the skill, as it is very popular skill with Shiranui. 1 Gozuki, 2 Solitaire seem to be a pretty good balance for me. I'm running 2 Sphere Karibos. Sphere Karibo is a great hand trap to have. It can protect any monster on the field for 1 attack. If they only have 1 monster that could swing over, it's great to have in the hand. Next we have 3 Squires, as it is a must-of in Shiranui. It allows for follow-up plays in the next turn, as you will have a level 4 and a level 2 in the graveyard if you are able to synchro. We have 2 Spectral Swords. We are not playing the level 3 tuner, as we are not going to be playing the level 7 synchro. 2 Forbidden Lands, as Shiranui is no longer able to play with Cosmic Cyclone unless if they sacrifice a Squire, which I don't think is the right choice. Lance will just help keep monsters on the field and protect from back row. Also can be used for the 800 deduction off an enemy's monster to go for game. Next we'll be running 2 Ballista Squad. Great way to get the Spectral Swords into the grave. Also can deal with back row and clearing up any field monsters either that got floodgated or are no longer useful on the field. Running 1 copy of Fiendish Chain and 1 copy of Floodgate. These are both really good cards in the meta right now. I only have 1 copy of each, but I think having 1 of each is actually a pretty good balance, as the weakness to each one is Fiendish Chain does target, and Floodgate is only activatable upon summon. Then I'm running 2 copies of Void Trap Hole. Void Trap Hole is I think a really underrated card. The fact that it can negate any special summons and destroy it is really useful. And then for our surprise pick, we're actually running 2 Wall of Disruptions. Wall of Disruption is not really a common card in Shiranui, and I think it will get some unexpected play, as people I don't think will be playing around it as much once they see I'm playing Shiranui. Moving along to the extra deck, we'll be playing 2 Sun Sagas. I'm playing 2 just because level augmentation, it'll be pretty easy to get out 1 and then having a backup 1 to do any sort of destruction. Be running 1 Shogun Saga. This can cause games with the combo with Solitaire and Spectral Sword on turn 2, depending on how they play. 1 Revived King Hades. This is a really good card. Any monster it destroys, the effects are negated, which is really nice. Can be used against a lot of decks. 1 Samurai Saga and 1 Archfiend Zombie's Skull, to let our zombies not be destroyed by card effects. Now that that's out of the way, let's move on to the gameplay. Alright, so first replay, we are going second against Dark Magicians. Luckily we opened up with a Squire and a Forbidden Lance, as those are pretty good cards, especially the Lance for the Dark Magician Circle. Normal summons a Rod, grabs a... let's see, what did he grab? So he grabs a Circle, then he activates Circle to add a Dark Magician. So I'm assuming that he does have a Navigation in one of these 2, but I do have the Lance, so I'm going to go forward with my play. Not that I had any choice anyways. He's going to activate Navigation. I'm not going to Lance yet. I'm going to wait till he targets a card with the Dark Magician Circle. This way I don't Lance the wrong one to be banished, and then I can't make a follow-up play. So he's going to of course target the tuner, which then I Lance, and I'm going to level augment here into the level 8. So that he can't swing over, because if I just normal summoned one of the the 25 synchro monster, he will be able to crash that and then swing. So I get out the level 8, I attack his Kaiku just because that's going to stop all our plays. I could have went for the Magician because then he would have had no negate, but I decided to go for the Kaiku because we did pull 2 Wall of Disruptions. This way, if he negates 1, we could still have 1 go through. And then his turn, so he activates a Dark Magic Curtain, so he's able to banish 1 card. Because he's not able to attack over my 3000, he's going to decide banishing this, and we have 2 Wall of Ds to protect ourselves. Now he seals Tombs, which is bad for us, because we have no follow-up play from our graveyard next turn. He does attack and I activate Wall of D. Surprisingly, he doesn't negate it, and after the effect goes through, then he activates Illusion Magic, which I'm wondering if that was a little bit of a misplay. I think he wanted to tribute it before the damage took off from the monsters. I'm not sure, I don't play Dark Magician. So he doesn't negate that, so I still have 1 Wall of D live, brings them both down to 100, which he tags me for 200. Pick up a Fiendish Chain and Spectral Sword. Obviously, Sealed Tombs is active, so I can't activate anything in my graveyard. Because he has no back row, and I decided to take out one of his Magicians anyways, because I have 2 kind of back row to protect myself. And then I have Timaeus to get out his Dark Cavalry. He's normal summons Rod, and now after the normal summon, I believe I Fiendish Chain his Rod, so he can't pick up anything, which he then negates. Or no, I went against his Dark Cavalry, so that if it went through, he wouldn't be able to negate. Also, he couldn't attack, but he negates that, gets rid of another Dark Magician from the hand, and then he picks up Magician Navigation, which won't be active anyways because he just got rid of his Dark Magician. So he's gonna swing. I have another Wall of D. He can't negate because he no longer has Dark Magician on the field. He still gets this attack through, but now his Rod is set to 0, and now Sealed Tombs is no longer available, and I'm able to make graveyard plays. And I pick up the Sphere Karibo for extra protection, which is nice. So we go into our Hades, just in case, for whatever reason, he was going to use this in the graveyard to tribute, but I end up swinging for game. Now for the second game, we're going second against Cyber Dragons. Now, for whatever reason, the replay got a little bugged, so we're actually seeing from the other person's perspective. I guess one thing to notice is he bricked pretty hard, and so he just set an Econ and Cosmic. I do my normal Solitaire play. Set 3, he goes for the middle, which happened to be Wall of Disruption. Now he gets he sets, and what I'm thinking here, just because he bricked, and I haven't seen anything super cyber related, and he also didn't use his skill, was that maybe this is some type of bait, and maybe it's not Cyber Dragon. So I go ahead and I activate Ballista Squad and target the back row, which is why I got Hades out instead of Archfiend's Skull, just because I thought maybe he was baiting me, maybe this wasn't Cyber Dragon. But I got the level 2 back and I swing. Then I find out it is Cyber Dragon, and I'm like, okay, he definitely bricked. He gets out a Cyber Dragon. Now, my 2 sets, I did have 1 Floodgate Trap Hole. However, I did not activate it on his Cyber Dragon because I knew he couldn't swing over my Hades anyways. And he activates Cyber Style. He swings, and then he realizes he can't really do anything. So that was the second game. For our third replay, we're back to our normal screen. We're going first. I'm assuming that he's playing Dark Magician as I'm entering this match. There's the new version to play Dark Magician with the new Yugi from Dark Sided Dimensions. Luckily, I open up with a Lance, which is really good against Dark Magician, and I decide to go for my Squire play. I do level augmentation just because I have the Lance for protection just in case. So I'm fine with getting my level 10 out. I also have a Sphere Karibo for protection. He rods into a circle, activates circle, and he picks up a navigation. So I'm assuming he navigation live, and he has the Dark Magician in hand. So we're going to do a Grave Play into our Archfiend Zombie Skull, just in case if he has any disruption in the back row for destroying. And once that goes through, so I normal summon the Spectral Sword, going to go for the level 8, and he gets out the navigation, and I wait until he targets one of my cards with Dark Magical Circle before activating Lance, so that I know which one to go after. He goes after the Tuner, of course. I think he played it this way because he noticed that I already had one Tuner in the grave, and now that this one's out, if he gets both into the grave and can deal with my my field, then basically, you know, he has game. There's no way of me getting the Tuners back. So unfortunate for him, I had the Lance already set, and so I negate that and go into the level 8. So once the level 8's out, I banish the zombie skull. I try to do the most damage first, and then I swung at the Magician for game. So for the final replay of the day, we're going against a Master of Destiny deck. I'm going second. I normal summon Gazuki. He activates Rebirth of Parshath. So this is a counter track, so there's no way to really negate the counter trap unless if I had a counter trap of my own. So this is unfortunate. This is going to get shuffled back into the deck, and he's going to be able to get out his Synchro. And I only had one back row. I activated the Fiendish Chain in the draw step just in case if he had a misjudge. I didn't want her to summon and then activate the effect off my Fiendish Chain to help me stay alive, so I activated in the draw phase. He didn't open up with anything else, so he just sets. I believe this is a Spectral Sword that I set. I know this guy has piercing, but because of Fiendish Chain, he's blocked out from anything as of now. So he passes, my turn. I get out the Squire, get out the level 2, Synchro into the level 6, and then I Synchro again into the level 8. Both his back rows were not, I was getting no delays, so I wasn't worried getting Floodgate Trapped Hole or anything else. So I get out the level 8, I banish now. Because he used his counter trap earlier, it already brought his life points down 1,000, and because of the Samurai Saga combo, I'm actually able to swing for game, and that's the end of that replay. Now that the replays are done, if you've made it this far in the video, please leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more videos, comment down what you are going to be playing for the second stage of the KC Grand Tournament. Let me know what cards you think would be better in Shiranui. I'm open to opinions. I obviously don't have every single card in the game, but this is what I think will work best. With the popularity of Dark Magicians I faced on the ranked ladder, and with how popular Fiendish Chain is and Black Wings, one alternative that I might be playing or adding in between the deck is Twister, as I can target a face-up spell trap on the field and destroy it. Other cards that I am thinking about using or switching out include Paleozoid Canadia, as that can stop synchro plays, and also can add extra defense, and can be pretty well paired with Ballista Squad, as it can be a one monster tribute to destroy any card in the field. I've seen also people run with Divine Wrath, which is a really good, can be really good for OTKs if you can just get negate whatever monster they have out and then go for game. I think Regeki Break's another option. Drowning, I prefer Wall of D against Drowning, just because Wall of D you can activate even when you have monsters on the field. Drowning, you have to have an empty field. So you can use Wall of D both with an empty field and with monsters on the field, which is why I run that over Drowning Mirror Force. Other than that, I know that Artifact Lancia is another popular card in Shiranui. Unfortunately, I do not own any copies of that, but I can see why people play that more. So for now, those are the other cards I'm considering playing, but right now this is the deck list that I think I'm going to be running in. If there's a high amount of Dark Magicians on the ladder or Black Wings, I might think of opting Twister in to this deck. Anyways, thanks again for watching. I have my Twitch linked in the description. I stream a couple times every week. It'd be great to see you there. You can watch me duel live. Anyways, good luck with the KC Grand Cup, and thanks for watching.